What's going on, folks? Zach from Uchu Shelf here. Today, I want to talk to you guys about 5 manga that are coming out pretty soon that you absolutely need to check out. So hold on to your hats, hold on to your wallets, because these are manga you do not want to miss. The first manga is Heavenly Delusion by Masakazu Ishiguro. Now this one has caught my eye for a number of reasons. The first is its cover design with this goofy mouth-agape dude, this badass woman with a gun, and a bunch of derelict buildings amidst this generally apocalypse-looking landscape. Second is the story of the manga. It's set in a world where children are raised by robots in nurseries that most people can only describe as a personal slice of heaven, while the outside world is a complete wasteland void of anything human and mechanical, and populated by powerful and bizarre supernatural beings. With the aid of Kiriko, Maru explores the rundown Tokyo, wondering if heaven is maybe just a concept people use to get through the day, or if it's something that's actually tenable. Now in general, I'm kind of a sucker for anything post-apocalyptic, whether Heavenly Delusion actually falls into this category or not. I tend to just really love the aesthetics of a ruined city. Without reading this manga, it's hard to tell where the story is going to go, which is another reason I'm really itching to pick this up, because I have no idea what to expect from it. I only have the cover and the blurb to go on, and if those are any indicator, this should be a pretty cool manga. Heavenly Delusion will be available from Denpa Publishing on October 15th in North America, and October 31st in the United Kingdom. And just as a side note, you guys should really check out Denpa Publishing's other manga that they're releasing. They've got Kaiji, they've got some Shintaro Kage books, I'm pretty sure they have a Range Murata art book. I'm not sure if I'm misremembering that or not. In any case, these guys are new, they're run by people who know what they're doing, and they are releasing some really cool manga, so definitely go and check them out. Next is No Gun's Life by Tasuku Karasuma, which, full disclosure, I checked out a couple of scanlated chapters because someone had recommended this to me, and I immediately thought, okay, this is going to be a gag comedy, a guy with a gun for a head, there's no way this is going to be a serious, gritty action. And boy was I wrong, because this was a gritty, serious action. This badass action drama follows a world where humans modify their bodies and become known as Extended. Inoue is one of these Extended with a gun for the head if the title is any indicator, who uses his power to go around and solve mysteries related to other Extended, all while escaping the clutches of other various powers that just want him dead. You can always count on Viz Media to bring over the best of what Japan has to offer, and given what I've read, No Gun's Life is no gun's exception. Bad joke. With a forthcoming anime adaptation at Madhouse with the director Naoyuki Ito, who directed Overlord, and music scored by Kenji Kawai, who did some independent anime projects, maybe you've heard of them, there's Ghost in the Shell, Pat Labor, Eden of the East, just to name a few. No Gun's Life is cocked to be an absolute blast in the West. You could pick up No Gun's Life from Viz Media on September 17th in North America and October 3rd in the United Kingdom. Next up is A Witch's Printing Office by Yasuhiro Miyama and Mochinchi. Now for those of you who don't know me that well, I am a web and graphic designer by day, so any manga to do with design or art usually gets a day one buy from me. In this manga, a young girl named Mika is on her way home from Japan's largest doujinshi convention, Comiket, or comic market, when she is whisked away to a magical fantasy world. In this fantasy world, Mika takes up the role of magic printer, where she helps to create various types of magic spellbooks. Her only way back to her world is with transportation magic that can only be found in books at Magic Market, the fantasy isekai kind of equivalent of Comiket. Now, I usually am not one for isekai. I usually tend to avoid them because a lot of them kind of come across to me as really uninspired and unoriginal. With the exception of a few series, of course. I'm not saying all isekai is bad. But the premise of A Witch's Printing Office is not just refreshing for an isekai manga, but as a general manga itself. Another manga I've been enjoying recently is Kamome Shirahama's Witch Hat Atelier, which also blends magic and art in this really unique and fascinating way. So it seems to be the combination of art and magic tends to be, well, magical. A Witch's Printing Office is available from Yen Press on October 29th in both North America and the United Kingdom, and presumably anywhere else that sells English translated manga. Next up is a comedy manga called The Way of the House Husband, which I have seen praised pretty much from the get-go, well before it was even announced for being released in English. And while I haven't read this myself, the premise is so hilarious that it's bound to be comedy gold from cover to cover. The titular house husband was once a fierce Yakuza member known as the Immortal Dragon, but now his glory days are behind him and he's settling down into the nice suburban married life. And eschewing traditional gender roles, he has taken on the role of house husband, presumably taking care of the meals and taking care of the house and keeping it clean and up to snuff and so on. Now, while I haven't read any of this manga, what I can only presume to be hilarious about it is the contrast between the house husband's residual toughness and just everyday tasks like grocery shopping. What I'm imagining here is just this big, tough Yakuza member going to get some groceries. He has a coupon, the coupon's expired, and all he can think of right off the top of his head is, I'm going to take this guy out back and beat the crap out of him. Whether or not that actually happens in the manga remains to be seen, but if it's even remotely close to that, it can only prove to be one of the funnier manga that's come out in recent years. You can pick up The Way of the House Husband from Viz Media on September 17th in North America and October 3rd in the United Kingdom. And finally, the last manga that you guys should be checking out is The Brave Tuber by Takahito Osaki and Ikuro. The Brave Tuber is another isekai fantasy manga set in the world of Wizderegator, where the revival of a demon lord has various heroes up in arms, off to defeat him and claim glory for their land. But what really has Wizderegator turned upside down is newfound internet access. And this internet access has allowed heroes from far and wide to broadcast their adventures to various people around the land of Wizderegator through WizTube. This leads a determined adventurer by the name of Zane and a sword spirit by the name of Kuku to go and defeat the demon lord, but not for the sake of defeating the demon lord to save the land. Honestly, they just want to do it to become famous WizTubers. Now, as someone who is new to creating YouTube videos but is also a fan of fantasy manga, I'm very interested in seeing the contrast between creating WizTube videos and defeating evil demon lords and things of that nature. Because admittedly, I find it very difficult to balance work, life, and creating YouTube videos. It's not impossible, but it definitely requires some juggling. So I can't imagine the amount of effort that goes into creating WizTube videos, defeating demon lords, and where do these heroes even find the time to edit their videos? If they edit them at all. If I'm being honest, I am picking this manga up out of sheer curiosity. Because when I think of heroes going out to the world and defeating evil demon lords for the sake of being YouTube stars, this is what I imagine. What's going on, guys? It's Sword Guy 95 here. I've got my trusty sword. If you haven't seen this sword before, go and check out my last video. I'll link it down in the description below because how I got this sword here is off the hook. Now, we are sneaking through the tunnels under the city right now. We are going to slay the Dragon King. Now, it doesn't sound like it's a big task, but let me tell you guys, it is. Now, before I go and beat this motherfucker up, don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button, and leave a comment and share if you like this video. Alright, let's go do this. This is gonna get sexual. And if it's anything like that crappy little skit I made you guys just watch, it is going to be awesome. The Brave Tuber will be available from 7 Seas Entertainment on September 10th in North America, and October 8th in the United Kingdom. So there you have it, 5 manga that you guys absolutely need to check out and earmark some of your entertainment budget for. And you guys know what I'm going to say next. Don't forget to support legal manga. I will drop some links in the description to places you can read legal manga for free or for a very nominal price. Because remember, supporting the industry gives us more manga like the manga we just talked about in this video. And until next time, folks, why did I wink? Happy reading. Seriously, why did I wink at the end of that?